How do we prioritize one-on-one time with our kids? And especially me with a large family, how do I do that? And there are two types of kids who genuinely need that one-on-one time. Other ones are fine in a crowd. And the second type might surprise you. The first one is very basic. Go through your kids' love languages. Some kids are more fond of touch, kids are more fond of words of affirmation, and some prioritize that one-on-one time. Quality time is something that's important to them, so you really need to make sure you're prioritizing that. Quality time kids may vary. Some of them actually just like to be in the crowd, so you need to make sure that you're not giving them one-on-one time when they actually need crowd time. 2 of my 9 really do like quality time, but don't always need the one-on-one time, so I brought both of them with me yesterday. And that was plenty for them. And one of those kids went with me to her brother's basketball games this morning, again, just because she likes that time. It doesn't have to be one-on-one. But the second kind of kid needs that one-on-one time, not group time. And that is typically your well-behaved, well-mannered child. The one who just goes with the flow. The one who never really causes any ripples. The one that you never have to worry about. I will put money on the fact that they actually have a whole lot of things you should be worrying about, but they're stuffing it because they don't want to cause any ripples in the family. They don't want anybody to have to worry about their problems. They're going to handle it on their own. They're fine. These kids usually have suitcases full of baggage on the inside that they just didn't want to burden anyone with. But if you get them alone and you remind them that you're trustworthy and you keep that trust, they're going to slowly open up those suitcases. If we don't have conflict in our lives, we're not learning coping skills. And if we're not learning coping skills, we're going to start to struggle with things. And ultimately, those kids, if they never learn coping skills when they're young, are going to grow up to be adults who don't have any coping skills. And they're going to frantically flail. There's only so far that diehard self-reliance and avoiding conflict is going to bring you in this world. So make sure that you are prioritizing developing this skill for those children. High conflict children, the ones that are always in your face, the ones that are always talking, the ones that are just continuously causing issues, they're getting the bulk of your attention because they demand it. Having to resolve things for them. You're constantly interacting with them. You're wondering how to be able to fix whatever's going to come up next. And in turn, they are learning how to resolve conflict. They're learning how to settle debates. Even though it's really annoying when they're young, it's actually really healthy. It's developing coping skills, helping them understand how to resolve conflict, even teaching them when they're being selfish and when they really need to pay attention to the world around them. But low conflict kids don't get that. And sometimes it's just because they see how exacerbated you get with the high conflict kids and they don't want to push you there. So those kids, get those kids one-on-one. And if you may have been that low conflict kid who never wanted to make any waves and just let everything go, you probably need some better coping skills. You may need some better conflict resolution skills. You may even struggle with codependence. There are a billion amazing creators on this app that can give you plenty of tips on those things. And once you prioritize that for yourselves, then you can pass it along to your kids, because more is caught than taught.